Imagine getting a cancer diagnosis and feeling completely alone, overwhelmed, unsure of who to turn to, and facing bills and appointments you never could have imagined. That's the reality for so many patients. And today, we're very, very fortunate to have as our guest a woman who has spent her life making sure no one has to go through it alone. Welcome to Inside the Wellspace. I'm your host, Cathy O'Brien. Christina Merrill is the founder and CEO of the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation. She started this incredible organization back in 1992 after seeing as a young social worker just how many hurdles cancer patients face. And not just the disease itself, but the emotional, financial, and practical challenges that come along with it. From personally helping patients cover copays to creating the Cancer Buddy app that connects survivors, patients, and caregivers, Christina has built a community that offers hope, guidance, and real support. And the best part, every single service they provide is completely free. Like, I just got goosebumps. Let's go inside the Wellspace with Christina Merrill. I'm so happy to have you and thankful to have you here, especially during October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for generously sharing with our community all the wonderful work you're doing. It's so important. So just to get us started, could you tell us the story of you and how you got where you are?
Yes.
Thanks.
I'd be happy to. It's part of the fabric of who I am.
Fifth
really.
child, you said.
The fifth child. My very first child, actually. I went to social work school and got my degree and started oncology. And right out of social work school, and it really changed my life.
Were you at MSK?
I was at MSK as a social work intern.
Amazing.
And then Mount Sinai Hospital.
You can't get any better than
Yeah,
those. Mount Sinai is where I got treated, so I have a special place in my heart. So
yeah, it's a great center, and I worked with an amazing team of doctors and nurses there. And it really just seeing these patients every day and what these families were going through and their lives being turned upside down with a cancer diagnosis.
totally.
And
The phone call.
Yep, and not knowing where to turn or how to navigate this new job that they had. And it's really a job. It's learning, it's adjusting to a whole new schedule and everything. So,
And it's scary.
and it's scary on
Very
top of
scary.
it.
Yep.
And it affects the whole family, so it's not just the patient. And I worked in pediatrics and adults,
Okay.
and just seeing these families in incredible crisis made me want to do something.
Oh, God. That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good. Just the fact too, when you're so present and you see a need and to not only have the idea, but the ability to make something happen. So what did you do?
So I first of all thought, this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna raise, money and for these families
No
and
sweat.
yeah, no problem. To start raising money for them and start a 501(c)(3).
Great.
And I started actually with my father, who helped me because my father was a really great jazz pianist and composer. And he did my very first fundraiser at the Copacabana in
Oh
New
my
York.
gosh. Wait,
So
I remember the Copa.
yes. So, and
Nice.
he had played at it in his day. And so we went back to the Copa and
love
did a
it.
fundraiser. And that was really the initial funding that I got to start the
To
organization.
start your organization.
Yes.
And good for you that you could actually do that. So
Yeah.
what did you?
So I started the organization, and I started locally. I started just with New York City hospitals. And, had to really just focus on New York and then
Smart.
expand out.
That's smart.
And
That's easy. It's manageable.
Yeah.
Was that the foundation of today?
well, it was actually just Bone Marrow Foundation.
Okay.
And now we are the Bone Marrow and Cancer Foundation.
Got it.
Because at first, my focus was in oncology was just working with transplant patients.
Interesting.
Patients that were going through 70 different types of diseases that are getting treated by bone marrow transplants and
I
stem
didn't
cell
realize.
transplants.
Wow.
And actually, when I first started in transplant, they treated breast cancer patients with a bone marrow transplant, but they saw that it wasn't any difference in terms of outcome, so they stopped doing bone marrow transplants for breast cancer.
Any difference in outcome in terms of survival rates or compared to chemo or radiation?
Just compared
Comparatively.
to traditional therapies.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
so they I don't know how long they did those trials for, but
Right.
they did it for a little while and they did not see a significant difference. So
Okay.
they abandoned that treatment.
Thank God for all these trials, though, can I say? I
Yes.
was just
Yeah.
talking to a friend earlier about a trial she was hoping to get into and sadly did not. But there are
Hmm.
so many going on,
Yes.
which, like, thank you.
Yeah. So my focus was bone marrow transplants with
Okay.
patients because it was very lengthy hospitalization.
Yeah.
The patient would be in for months
Mm.
and they had to be in those days, it was a laminar airflow unit. So it was somewhat like a boy in the bubble.
That's just where my head went when you
Hmm.
said that. I thought, like, gosh,
Yes.
that's so not just isolating, but
Yeah.
I don't know, not medicinal's the wrong word too, but
Well, it's
you know what I'm saying?
isolating and it's when a nurse there was no touching the
Yeah.
patient or anything. You would have to put your hands through these rubber gloves
Mhm.
to even, basically give the patients any kind of care. It
Mm.
was really and it was hard for the patient as well because they were in kind of a air bubble of just like this air conditioning or
Mm.
this airflow going
Yeah.
through it. So it was really tough on them. And of course, now they've had so many advances that
Yeah.
they don't have that anymore. But that was kind of my initial focus.
Okay.
And then over the years, just seeing that our programs were so incredibly effective with those patients that then I thought I'm going to open it up to every type of diagnosis.
Wow.
And
It's a lot.
yes, so I started doing that in 2000, not till about 2016, I want to
Wow.
say.
Okay. So you started it in 1992.
Hmm.
You had your first baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Your first baby called
Yeah. The Bone Marrow
bonemarrow.org,
Foundation. Yeah.
Bone Marrow Foundation.
Mhm.
And so just as we're speaking, I'm just going to say to
Yeah.
anybody who's listening,
Mhm.
bonemarrow.org
.org.
is the website, and you should just check it out because
Yeah.
there's so much great information on
Mhm.
there. Okay, so you did that, was very successful, obviously.
Yes.
So then you opened it up, and what kind of services, like what do you do? Because it is, like I mentioned before, everything is free.
Yes. So we have a great portfolio of programs and they're all free. So it takes us to do a lot of events and fundraising
Yeah.
and foundation support and private contributions. But we have lots of programs from financial assistance programs to emotional support to patient navigation and our newest program, which is Cancer Buddy, which is an app.
I know. Okay, wait. So can we just let's go through all of
Yeah.
them because
Mhm.
they're just for anybody who's
Yeah.
listening. Can you just
Great
take them
resources.
one by one?
Mhm.
What are the resources that you provide? Because this is really special. It's like a one-stop shop
Yes.
where people can come get help. And there was a stat that I read given out like $12 million
Million in cash
in
grants
cash
over the
grants,
years.
right? And you've
Mhm.
helped 150,000
Yeah.
people. It's
Mhm.
pretty amazing,
Yeah.
actually.
I've created all of our programs
Yeah.
from my social work experience and perspective. And what really has been guiding light to all of that is that the feedback from patients and families and what their needs are.
Oh, how great is that?
So
You've got your own little group
we're
there.
very nimble, meet the patients where they're at
Mhm.
in our programming. And that's been something that we don't have a lot of red tape and
Oh, it's
I
the
don't have to
best.
go through layers of approval process. If I see a need of a family or a patient, I can really try to help them immediately, which is
How
great.
wonderful, and that must bring you such great
It
satisfaction and
does.
joy,
Yeah, it
actually.
does. Mhm.
Have you noticed, as time has gone on and cancers have evolved and changed
Yeah.
and become so much more pronounced in a younger generation,
Mhm.
have you noticed a new need arising or anything
Yes.
different? What are you seeing?
Well, connection for sure,
Yeah,
and community.
yeah,
Education also. Cancer is affecting a whole younger
yeah.
population. It's not an older age disease anymore. And so these young people are being, disrupted from their schools, their jobs, their families, creating families,
Mhm.
and they don't know how to manage this. And they need so much more support.
And, their parents don't know either.
Yes.
Their support system
Yeah.
because the parents are mind boggled that they
Yeah.
have a child that is going through something that
Yeah.
perhaps they haven't even experienced,
Exactly.
right? At
Yes.
these young ages.
And the parents are trying to do their own research, but they're also trying to give their child, which is now maybe a young adult,
Yep.
the independence to kind of be an adult and manage their own, journey through cancer. But it's really challenging for families because a mom will always be a
Of
mom,
course.
but she might have a 28-year-old son
Yeah.
who's trying to put up boundaries and say, I can handle communicating with the doctor and I can get my own test results and figure out what type of treatment plan.
Right.
But they usually end up going back to their parents
Yeah.
and saying, I need help.
Well, of
It's
course.
just too much.
It's too much. I just had a conversation with actually a journalist earlier today about just that, and she asked the question about like what happens when you're going through it,
Mhm.
and I said the vulnerability work.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
vulnerability and admitting that you need help, especially for these young people who are,
Yeah.
like you said, creating their independence and just getting into their stride. They
Yes.
don't want to go backwards; they want to go
No, they wanna
forward.
go
So,
forward. It's really tough.
wow.
So it's really important for those young adults to find community and find other people that are going through a similar experience so they feel like they have the support system they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go through all of your services, but this is
Yeah.
a great time to talk about the app that you created because
Yes.
this makes this. Can you
Yeah.
explain what
It's
that is?
it's really a modern way which has not happened in the hospital system. And it came to me in a kind of a funny way in that I, turned lemonade out of lemons, getting a divorce
Uh-huh.
in 2020, and I went on dating apps.
Yeah.
And as I was swiping, just light bulbs went off in my head and I thought, forget dating. I need to create this for my patients and for the cancer community so that it takes the professionals out of the way.
Yep.
It takes HIPAA out of the way because it's HIPAA compliant because the patients are loading up their own information.
Right.
And patients now can meet others when they feel like it, when it's good for them. And they're all, so many patients and so many people are comfortable on apps and
Totally.
their phone. And this is the way they connect initially, just like a natural progression. Just like this is the way patients need to find each other from around the United States.
Not everybody would think that way, and you
Yeah.
did, and you
Yeah.
did it. It's so important. So it's called Cancer Buddy.
Cancer Buddy.
I
And
downloaded it, of course.
you can either be a patient on there, a
Uh-huh.
caregiver, or a survivor. And you put in all your information. So you put in, your diagnosis, maybe what hospital you're at or were at, maybe your ethnicity, how old you are, your likes, your experiences.
Yeah.
The app, the algorithm will start to match you. And then you also can put in more filters to really kind of narrow it down. Like, I only want to meet somebody in New York City.
Right.
I only want to meet somebody at Mount Sinai Hospital.
Right.
And I only want to meet somebody in my 50s.
Yeah.
Then it will find those people for you. So the more people that we get on there, the
Right.
more useful the app will be.
Yep.
Right now we have about 6,000
Amazing.
users on there, so it's growing.
Yep.
And we also have support groups.
Amazing.
And so it's
You do?
yeah, we have a breast cancer support group
Oh my gosh,
with
wait.
a
I'm joining.
patient navigator.
That's amazing.
Yes, with a nurse navigator rather.
Do you
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing I want to talk about. But do you have the groups segmented by age?
Not by age, but just right now by diagnosis
Got it.
or by
Stage
need.
Oh, by need. Okay,
By
got
need.
it.
So
Okay.
let's say we have a nutrition group,
Great.
we have
Oh,
a side
great.
effects group, we have this breast cancer group, we have a AYA, adolescent and young adult group,
What's the
dating
cutoff?
after cancer
Oh,
group.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one,
That's a good
actually.
one for young people because they don't know how to navigate. Like, what do I say to somebody? Do I tell them that I've had
Yeah.
cancer?
Right.
When do I tell them? It's a big, huge
I
area
think that's good
of
for everybody,
need.
though.
Yeah.
To be honest, because when you're talking about many of us have had surgery
Yes.
and or have been forced into menopause or
Yes.
have
Yes.
and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get naked in front of somebody
Yeah.
now with all that stuff
Yeah.
going on. How
Yeah.
does that work? So oh my gosh, it's so important
Yeah.
and so helpful.
Yeah.
I know I'm
That's
watching you
good.
smile.
And
You're
yes,
so
and I mean,
happy.
it was our feedback from our users
Yeah.
and our ambassadors on the app that said, "Can you do this group,
Amazing.
dating after diagnosis?"
I love that. I'm
This
going
is-
to join that too.
Yeah, so that's how it started. Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah.
because you do wonder. That's actually I went on a date recently and I was like, okay. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I talked about it and I
Yeah.
thought, and I actually had the thought, I was like, do I talk about it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important and valuable,
Yeah.
valid, et
Yeah.
cetera. Good for you.
Yeah.
What's your vision? Oh, wait. You worked with Bumble on this, right?
Well, the first thing I did really gave me the concept was being on Bumble.
Yeah.
And I thought, I want to speak to Whitney Hurd.
I'm going to call Bumble.
Yeah, I want to call them and speak to them.
You
And
did?
I spoke to,
Best.
I never spoke to Whitney herself, but I spoke to other people
Okay.
on her team.
Yep.
And it was right when Bumble was going public.
Okay.
So, and she was having a baby, her first child. So it wasn't great timing for them to try to now, and that wasn't their focus, was to go into cancer.
No.
And so they basically said, just go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Great.
I did.
Of course you did.
Yeah. And it's yellow. So yellow's my favorite color, besides it being, a happy color.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's sunshine.
Yeah.
It's positivity.
Yes.
It's a great color.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's really good.
So the app is bright yellow.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's is it global?
No, it's just in the United
Domestic
States
now.
right now.
Okay,
Yes.
for now.
Yeah,
for now, but that's,
for now.
yeah.
But I get LinkedIn requests all the time from hospitals in Europe and all over the world, really, saying, when will this be here for us and for our patients?
Well, what are your thoughts about that?
And I want to get it there, but I first want to get it larger here and to grow it here.
Well, you're a good marketer. You're
So
you're a brand builder and a
I'm-
marketer, because you started in New York and you knew you had to build New York, and then
Yes.
from there it goes out.
Out. Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
And you make it solid
Yeah.
and big. And
But we have
right?
every hospital, every cancer center is on the app. So you put in your
in the country.
in the country. So you put if I don't have it on there, then we add it.
How
like,
did you get that?
on the
How did you
spot.
just add them?
Patients can say, I'm at such and such hospital.
Okay.
And then they can swipe and find somebody else that might be at the same hospital
Right.
with them.
Yeah.
And they might be inpatient and never know that a perfect person for them to get support from is on the 7th floor and they're on the 10th floor. Do you know? So
yes.
it just makes it so easy for patients to find each other.
Wait, okay, so 2 times now. I can't wait to hear what's coming next from you, because 2 times now you've seen this. It's been so clear to you.
Yes.
And you've seen it and been like, okay, I'm just going to do that. That's
Yes.
going to make that happen.
Yes.
And then you just do.
And do. Yeah. I'm very much a person of action. So if I see a need, I want to try to solve it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And going into social work, which is, I mean,
caregiving. I'm a caregiver.
Right?
By nature.
What a great education, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
the
No, it was
greatest,
great. It was great.
greatest thing
Yeah.
ever. Wow. Okay, so that's the plan for that, which
Yeah.
is amazing. So that's
Mhm.
Cancer Buddy.
Yeah.
That's just Cancer Buddy. So everybody
Yeah.
needs to just check that out.
It's in iOS and Android,
Perfect.
and it's free. And it's run and powered by the Bone Marrow Cancer Foundation.
Okay.
So we are attentive to our users, and we're not just some .com that's
Right.
trying to make any money. We want it to be a safe space for patients, caregivers, and survivors.
Unbelievable.
Mhm.
You're
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So wait, let's go back to the
Mhm.
foundation
Mhm.
and the services. So what I loved is when I was reading about just the details about you, and you said, I saw this gap in the healthcare system with ancillary care.
Yes.
So ancillary care meaning housing, medication, mental health,
Yes.
right? So patient navigation, that was a big one.
Yes.
Can you will you walk through
Yeah.
all of those buckets?
So when I went into all cancers, and obviously housing, such a huge need.
Yep.
And we do have Ronald McDonald Housing. We have Hope Lodge. There are housing out there for patients, but it's not nearly enough. And also, patients are only allowed usually to take one caregiver with them.
Okay.
And so either a mom or a dad. And sometimes they're more flexible about it if the parents really need to stay together. But it's really challenging.
Yeah.
And in 2017, 18, I thought, I want to get in touch with Airbnb.
Wait, you knew this was coming, everybody, right? Like, she's like, I'm just going to call Airbnb
Yes.
and they're just going to fund it for me. And they did.
And they did, but it took some time because I thought, okay, I'm not getting in touch with Airbnb. They're not calling me back. But I was determined.
Of course you were.
And thought, I'm just going to create my own, Airbnb situation. Sure. But I finally had just a coincidental meeting with the co-founder.
Like random
in San Francisco with the co-founder, Joe Gebbia.
Okay. Wait, that must have been like a pinch me moment when you realized you were sitting next to this guy.
It was the universe.
You're like, okay, I've been waiting to meet you.
Exactly.
Thank you for walking into my path.
Exactly. It was
awesome.
It was a universe moment.
I believe in that, right?
So I believe in that too.
Yeah.
And I was just, for 2 years just wanting to connect with Airbnb, and
Yeah.
then it happened. And they initially gave us almost 2 million in credits to give to cancer patients to house all over the US. It was the
That is
most
so beautiful.
it was the most incredible moment for me when that
Heartwarming.
happened. And actually, President Biden announced our partnership here in New York City with
Really?
Airbnb
Oh,
under his Moonshot
okay.
initiative.
Got it.
And it was really an amazing
Of
moment.
course.
And we started housing anybody that needed housing that could not afford to go to a state of the art treatment facility.
Yeah.
They're from rural areas.
Yes.
They can't travel
Yep.
for treatment,
Mm.
or they're going back and forth for radiation and they can't drive
It's
12
impossible.
hours. It's
That was one of the reasons my sister did not do radiation. She lives in
yeah.
very western Texas in a tiny little town, and it was like impossible for her
Yeah,
because it
because you
was
have to
just
go
you have to
back
go for
for every
a
day.
month
Yeah.
or however long it is. It's
Yes.
not 2 days. It's like
Yeah.
it's rough.
I mean, treatment is prohibitive
Yeah.
for many people
Yeah.
because of housing
Yes.
and travel.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
so I wanted to make sure that patients could go to the best treatment facility for their specific diagnosis and not feel like I can't go and get a second opinion
Right.
or a third opinion somewhere because I can't afford it.
Right.
So I
And
just
frankly, the reality is most people
can't.
can't.
I know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we did that until COVID hit. We did it through COVID with them.
Amazing.
And we still have the platform, but now we have to raise our own funding for it,
Okay.
which we
Gotcha.
do,
Okay.
but we don't
Great.
have the amount of funding that obviously we got from Airbnb. So
Right.
we get pockets of funding for
Okay.
that. So it's a constant fundraising effort on
Right.
our part to put it together. But we have the platform
Right.
that they built for
Okay.
medical stays, and we have Airbnb support team.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And wonderfully generous to hear things like this, especially now
Mhm.
in our environment where, we're so full of like bad stuff.
Yeah.
This is really beautiful that
Yes.
an entity would do something
Yes.
like this. So then you mentioned navigation almost,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
what's the patient navigation
So,
piece?
patient navigation, I have myself. I'm a great navigator.
I got,
And then with my team,
yep.
we help patients find the best, doctors for their care
Mhm.
and treatment. We help them communicate with their team members. We help them, get housing, get co-payments, travel, just help them in all the areas of need
Yeah.
when they're going through it, and help them communicate with their nurses or doctors and get them to be able to have a voice.
Yeah. It's hard when you get diagnosed.
Mhm.
You said it perfectly. Your whole world just like flips
Yes.
and nothing is real anymore
Yep.
and nothing is normal anymore. It's over. Like
Mhm.
the life you knew no longer exists.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have to figure out what
Yep.
to
To
do.
do.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what
Yeah.
to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really quite a beautiful
And patients
piece.
have different ways of learning or wanting to know information.
Yeah.
So you really have to be a good listener and help a patient however they want to navigate it,
Right.
because some patients don't want to know every single thing.
Yes.
And others want to dig deep into every bit of information and
Yeah.
research.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's so much.
Yeah.
It's literally so much.
Yeah.
And then,
So it's
well,
really
okay, so
hard.
you sort of like, then we weave directly into mental health from
Yes.
that
Mhm.
because that therein
Yes.
lies the inside of it
Mhm.
all.
Yes.
So you
So
are a
we have a
wonderful,
team of oncology social workers and therapists, and we give free therapy to patients, caregivers, survivors,
mhm,
and just to help them, navigate this either, diagnosis or in treatment and all that goes with that,
mhm.
or survivorship, because patients need as much support after treatment when they've kind of been released
Yeah.
from a hospital
Yeah.
and now they don't have their support team,
Mm-mm.
and they actually miss that
Yeah.
because they are scared to
Yes.
be on their own. And
Yes.
so we try to help with all of that.
That's beautiful. That really is beautiful because, I just, again, with the personal experience, when I
Yes.
remember when I walked out of Mount Sinai after my last treatment,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yep.
okay, bye.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well,
Yeah.
no, now what do I do? Where's
Mhm.
my coach?
Yeah,
Where's my,
exactly.
but the mental health piece and
Yeah.
so you offer you offer therapy,
Therapy,
right?
yes,
Therapy.
yes. So we give 10 free therapy sessions
Amazing.
and to patients, and we are a little flexible. We try to as much as our budget allows.
Yep. But
So,
that's wonderful. And do
yeah.
people avail themselves of that?
Oh, yes, and therapists are great. They give a
Yeah.
reduced rate to us.
Amazing.
So,
Oh,
we have a great team of therapists and life coaches and mindfulness coaches, and so we do, kind of the whole gamut, with our patients.
don't you love
Yeah.
people?
Yes. I
I
mean,
just love
it's
people.
yeah.
People are great.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Most of the time.
I know, right? So we're going to focus on
Yeah.
this while this other craziness is going on over
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
This is the kind of thing we're talking about
Yes.
because this is where there's the humanity. So the other thing you talked about or you talk about is medication. You mentioned something like a
Mhm.
program where
Yes.
maybe Walgreens is
Yes.
helping
Yeah,
you.
Walgreens, which
Another
has
great
been
company. Like, come
amazing,
on.
amazing.
What do they do?
They're giving financial assistance to
Mm.
families, to patients that can't afford ongoing medications, because you know that with cancer,
Yes.
you can be on medication your entire life.
Forever.
And so
Yep.
it's really challenging for patients that cannot afford that.
I know. And again, with the
Yeah,
young women, 3 I
yeah,
know that I'm literally are in my head right now that are
yeah,
on medication who are in
yeah.
their 30s,
Yes.
early 30s.
Mhm.
And, because the young women catch it later
Yeah,
because nobody is tested,
yeah.
they then have late stage cancer
Mhm.
that is now going to be with them. They're treating metastatic cancer
Yeah.
and they
It's
need the
frightening.
medication. It's
Yeah,
really, but look at you nailing
yeah.
what is really need to
Y
be.
yes.
It's a huge need.
So but of course, the need is like a just goes and goes and goes. It's
It's an
not going
ocean.
away.
It's an
Yeah,
ocean that's
yeah,
getting
which is
bigger.
yeah,
It's a tsunami.
yeah,
Yeah, but you know what? All we can do is chip away.
yeah,
That's all we can do is chip away.
mhm,
Seriously.
yeah,
And inspire somebody else maybe to do something
yeah,
else,
yeah,
right? I mean,
mhm.
that's
Yeah,
what
it
you're doing.
frustrates me when a donor possibly will say, "Well, I don't wanna give to that program anymore," and I'm thinking, "The problem is still here, and it's only getting larger, and we
Yes.
need your support." Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, there's another one that I read about, which is Carelines. What is
yes.
Carelines? That sounds really cool.
Yeah, so I built a platform that is similar to a GoFundMe, except it is run obviously through the Bone Marrow Cancer Foundation. And so patients will start their own fund and then we manage their fund. So anybody that's donating to it can feel very positive about where they're putting their funds because we are then helping the patient manage their fund and putting it towards exactly what the patient needs. So we
Yeah.
work with the families
Okay.
to, let's say, have it pay for all the ancillary costs. It
Yep.
could be just, living expenses, it can be medications, co-payments, health insurance, travel back and forth to a hospital.
So do
Uh,
you invest it?
we don't invest it, we just keep it safe
Okay.
and
Is it like
we
a bank?
and we distribute it. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can look at it as like everybody has their own
Has their own
fund.
bank, their own
Yes.
little fund that
Fund.
has been funded by their
Yes,
friends
and it
and
doesn't
loved
affect
ones.
the patient's, like, social services
Great.
or anything. They can still be on disability and
Great.
get all their social services, and then for the donor, it's a tax deduction. So, it's really an incredible, program that we're running, and we've raised millions of dollars for families through this Carelines, which is a similar to a GoFundMe, except it's specifically for cancer.
Your cancer organization, or
Well,
is
it's
Caroline's an organization?
no, it's for the Bone Marrow Cancer
Okay, got it.
Foundation. It's a resource at
Right.
our organization,
Okay.
but it's specifically for cancer patients.
Not the trans
So
not
and
the,
transplant,
and okay.
but it's like if you go to a GoFundMe,
Right.
that's for every type of disease
Yes.
and issue and cause,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's huge.
Right.
And you don't have that personal one-on-one somebody really helping you, like a navigator at
Right.
our organization
Yep.
or anybody helping you. Yeah, like you could be in the hospital and you need to have your phone bill paid or something
Yes.
like that.
Yep.
We can do
You
any
can
of
do it
that.
from there.
We can do it from them, from our fund.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So it's a really great fund.
Okay, where did that idea did you, like, dream that one night and
Well,
wake
no,
up and be like, "I gotta do it"?
I was frustrated when GoFundMe started
Uh-huh.
and patients would raise money on GoFundMe and then they would be audited, or,
Oh,
it would be they would have to pay taxes on that money because it was seen as income
uh,
instead of a gift. So I thought, I'm going to change
of
that
course
and
you did.
start our own platform where it's seen as a gift and not as income.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So that's where that came from.
Wow. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, can we just pause for a minute and can you tell us what else is in your brain space right
Yeah.
now? Like what's coming next? Is there
I'm just,
something that you're like, is there something that you're working on that you go like, I wish that we could
yeah.
have.
No, I've just focused on our current programs and just to get them so that they are helping more and more families.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
fundraising's hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Fundraising is hard.
I thought, "Oh," when I first started this in my younger years, I thought this is gonna be easy, and it's been stressful for
It's
me.
hard.
It's
Well,
hard.
it's hard to ask people for money.
Yeah. I
It-
don't have problem asking people for money because I know that this money is going and helping so many people.
Yeah.
So that's easy for me.
Okay.
It's just, I guess, finding the
People.
people
Yeah.
that wanna give the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular like strategy or approach to how
Oh,
you?
we have a small organization and we want to give our dollars to families and to our program.
Right.
So we don't have a huge, administrative costs.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it falls on me
Yeah.
as a social worker. I wear many hats.
Yeah.
Development,
Yep.
events,
Yep.
kind of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I was, looking at all, I've been to a couple of your events in the past, which are great.
Mhm.
Can you talk, and there are a variety of them.
Yes.
And can you
So
just,
we have a few coming up.
I know, wait, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of for young people too, which is
Yes,
a
for
great
kids.
awareness
Yeah,
builder.
for
Can you
students.
just talk
Yeah.
about some of the things you do just so people
Yeah.
know?
Well, I'm really excited. We have one high school dance that's
Right.
in December,
Is that the gold and
and that's the
silver?
gold and silver,
I
and
used
that's
to
been
go to
around.
that, by the way.
Yes, it's been around for
Did you ever go to
67
that?
years. No, because 'cause I'm from California. So
Oh,
I was West Coast, so they
it's
don't,
so fun.
yes, it's
At
a
the
New York
Armory.
City.
It used to be at the
Yeah,
Armory. Is it still there?
no, it's gonna be at the University Club
Oh,
this year.
sure.
But
Okay.
it's been a long-standing
Yeah,
tradition
totally.
in New York City
Yep.
and for high school
Yep.
kids, and it's for 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yep.
And actually, last weekend, I did a really special event with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand,
Yeah.
and she, our New York State,
Yep.
Senate
Yep.
senator, and she spoke about the importance of community service
Mm,
and giving back for these high school students.
it's great.
So we are really pivoting with this event
Yep.
and not just making it a party,
Mm-mm.
but also about how these students can get involved
Right.
and give back to the cancer community. So
You know
I'm
what?
really excited about that.
That is, again, with the goosebumps that I just got because it's so smart and they've all been touched by it.
Yes.
They've all been touched by cancer
Yeah.
because it's everywhere,
Some
whether
like
it's
their parents
right.
or a sibling or a
Yes.
grandparent
Yes.
or their
And
best
younger and younger
friends.
people.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
I'm just going to tell the story of our friend whose son, dear, wonderful, adorable son who
Mhm.
just graduated
Yeah.
from college,
Mhm.
donated bone marrow,
Yeah, stem
right?
cells.
He
Yeah.
donated stem cells. This is a program
Yeah.
that you like.
Well,
He grew up around you,
he
so
grew up,
he
yep, he
was
grew up,
used to going to your events,
yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
he go ahead, tell the story.
Yeah, well, he felt
So good.
Tim to
Tim.
me.
Yep.
He's
Best.
adorable.
Yep.
And I actually, when he was getting his stem cells harvested, the New York Blood Bank here, I went and I did a little interview with him.
How old was he when he did that? 19? 19?
Just,
Just
like,
just recently.
yeah,
Yeah. So okay, he's
yeah,
right. He literally just
yeah,
graduated college. Yeah.
yeah. And he is just an amazing young man.
Yeah.
And he said he felt comfortable because he had always heard the words bone marrow, and he'd gone to starting as a little boy, he would go to the Christmas Spectacular because we have an event at Radio
At
City
Radio
Music
City.
Hall
Yeah.
given generously by the Dolan family.
Oh,
And
that's
we've had that
wonderful.
for 24 years.
Amazing.
And so he said he always felt so comfortable.
Right.
And then when there was an opportunity to get swabbed,
Right.
he said, "Of course, I'm gonna do it." So
Right.
he got swabbed, and then he was a match.
He was a match
He
for
was a
somebody.
match for somebody. Yeah.
So he donated
And he
his
donate
bone marrow to somebody who needed a transplant.
yes, for I think they had leukemia and a young person.
Yep.
And so we'll see what happens there. And it was amazing. Yeah.
His mom, I remember his mom telling me that, and I literally like got teary.
Yeah.
That's just wow.
Yeah.
But that is inspiring. I mean, and that is, you're teaching these kids at, with the events that you're doing and
Yeah.
turning it into a participatory situation as
Mhm.
opposed to, in addition to it being a fun party.
Exactly.
But this is like a whole other level. I mean, that
Yes.
was like
Yeah,
something,
that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And of course, the best donor is a male in their 20s. So,
Yeah. We need more Timmys.
yeah. And we have a young professional board that we're growing out.
Yeah. I was going to ask you
And we're
about
going to
that.
do more around that so that when we do events, that's like the perfect age to be able to have just a swabbing area at the events to have people swab that age group.
Is it just
It's just a swab
it's a
of
swab of
your
your
cheek
saliva,
cells, of your cheek cells,
Okay.
and it just goes to the National Marrow Donor Program as we
Okay.
do it with them.
Okay.
And so it's great. Yeah. So it's a way to get, more people, engaged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so smart.
Yeah.
It's just so smart because people inherently want, I think, inherently want
to help. Yeah. They just don't know how.
They don't know how.
Yeah.
And that's always the question is
Yes.
like, what can I do? How can I help?
Exactly.
So
And
what other,
for even like the Carelines, like people at first when they start
Yeah.
their fund, they think, oh, I'm too embarrassed to ask my friends to give. I'm like, they want to
They
do
wanna give.
something.
They
They want to
do.
do something. So if they can give
Yeah.
$20, they'll
Right.
give $20.
Gosh, I'm going to go back and tell this journalist about this because she was like, what can people do? And
Yeah.
I did not get into that because I
Mhm.
wish
Yeah.
I had talked to her after I talked to you.
Yeah. We just did an event yesterday
Right.
with Veronica Beard.
Veronica
and it's
Beard, who we
Veronica
love.
Beard
Yeah,
gives
the
back.
Veronicas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Veronica.
It's great. I know. I love
yeah.
it. I love your outfit. Who doesn't wear Veronica Beard? It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I have my whole wardrobe is Veronica practically. And we did a shopping event.
They're generous
and
people.
Really generous.
Mhm.
And that just makes a huge difference. It just
does.
brings people together. It's
Yep.
easy. People need to shop anyway.
Yep.
And they can shop and give back.
That
so
is
20%
motivating.
goes to the foundation. And we do several shopping events with them throughout the year.
That is a
really
generous
great.
amount too.
Yes.
20%.
Yes,
That's
it
really
is.
lovely,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
Good for them.
And
Good for you. Good for them.
Yeah.
That's really, really wonderful.
No,
Yeah.
it's really great. So we have that, and then we have, in a couple of weeks from now, we have the fall ball, which is for 7th and 8th graders,
That's cute.
and that's here in New York City.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do the same sort of kind of initiative with the 7th and 8th graders, kind of get them to learn about
Great.
community service at a young age.
Wonderful.
And we had 2 events in Palm Beach recently. We have the New York City Marathon. We have a team. I try to get more spots every year, but we have a small team of maybe 12 runners.
Okay. Oh,
And
excellent.
yeah, so they run. I've run it a few times
You
for the
have?
foundation.
Why am I not surprised?
But I don't think my hips can take it anymore.
I know.
So,
I'm like a walker now.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Nope.
But I did love it. I
Yeah.
did love running for the
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah. Of course you
And
did.
so a lot of my friends' kids run. A
Mhm.
lot of my friends have run for us. So that's
Aw.
been great.
And it's a fundraiser,
a
basically.
fundraiser.
So
Yeah.
they
So
get
they raise
they
the
raise money
They
for
raise
it.
money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the team.
Yeah.
And so we have that. Yeah. So it's just
And then private
Awesome.
donations.
Yes, and private donations and family foundations
Right.
and
Yep.
corporate.
And then if somebody wanted to make a donation, they just go to your website.
bonemarrow.org
Okay.
to donate.
Okay.
Or call me.
Or call. Or make and you're on the website where they can
they can call.
reach out to you and say, I want to make a donation. And if they wanted to target it to something specific,
Exactly.
they could.
They could have just to one of our programs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, which one to choose? They're all so important and good. You mentioned your young board. And so I was like, this was so good. So board of directors, young professional junior board, medical advisory board, nursing board, social work board. And I scanned them all and it's so impressive.
Mhm.
I mean, all of the people. Can you just sort of talk a little bit about it?
Yes, we have
all of them.
just, over the 30 years,
Mhm.
I've just met so many incredible professionals and doctors. So many of them are on our board that I've met personally, but there's many doctors that I don't know personally that have come on board.
Just because they say, I'd love to be part of this? Or
yes.
do you reach out to them or do they come to you?
I reach out to them and some come to us and say, I'd love to get involved.
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
I scanned them and I was like, these credentials are amazing. These people to have their headspaces as part of this. And,
And I turn to them for patients. We have a very complicated patient case that comes to us.
Right.
And I reach out to all of our doctors and, say, where should this patient go? And they're incredible because they're not trying to promote their own center.
Right.
They want the patient to go where that treatment is the best for that
Right.
patient. So
Right.
it's really great that I have the access that we can do that. So it's at all the different cancer centers around the United States, we have doctors. And so I can reach out to them and really navigate a family to that center or where they should go or get 2 or 3 opinions.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wha-
it's I have to put all this on paper because it's all in my head, but and I with my
Wait,
team.
what do you mean you have to put it all on
Well,
paper?
I know how to do this so well,
Oh, I see.
and
Yeah.
have so many connections,
Yeah.
and it's also a matter of, training other
Yeah.
people in your organization
Right.
to be able to have the same knowledge base
It's hard to
because
do.
it's 33 years of knowledge of
Well,
mine.
and you're a founder.
Yeah,
Founders are a
so,
special breed. It's different.
yeah,
It's
kind of
different.
it's our life's
Yeah,
work,
it is
right?
though.
And so
Totally.
we will go beyond
100%.
it's not a job.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Not
Yeah,
even
and I've
remotely.
actually feel so fortunate in my life because I feel that really I've never gone to work a day in my life. Like, that's how I feel. No, it's really emotional for me, and my 4 sons have always seen that in their mom
Oh,
and of just me just never giving up
mm-mm.
and always wanting to go to work and
Yeah.
always wanting to do this.
What
So,
an
yeah.
amazing role model and
Yeah.
example. And think of the wonderful women they're going to connect with because
Mhm.
of you.
I
You're
hope
because
so.
you're the role model. We all
Yeah,
hope that, right?
yeah,
That our
yes.
kids, you're like,
Yeah,
please, Lord, make it a good one.
yeah.
But I mean, as a role model,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's
So, yeah, you always have that kind of that motherly guilt. You wanna work
yeah, I
and
know.
you
Yeah,
wanna be a great mom, but I think that in the long run,
yeah,
you know, even so I had to go to work, they
yeah.
saw that it was a great thing.
They did.
Yeah,
And both
yeah,
of my kids, I always, any mother has that,
yeah,
internal guilt of
yeah,
whether I have to or I want to, whatever it is, you're
yeah,
working. And,
yeah.
both of my kids, when they were older, both of them told me individually
Mhm.
how they loved that I worked and how it
Yes.
was inspiring to them and how they were happy that I wasn't just like not,
Mhm.
that I wasn't
Out there.
on them all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, exactly, yeah,
that they could just be. It made me feel good.
yeah.
Yeah, it made me feel good. It made
No,
me
it
feel
does.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the young professional
Yeah,
group.
that group is really one a couple of the young professionals were with me at Veronica Beard yesterday shopping, and they were so cute.
Aw.
These young professionals,
Yeah.
and I have a group in Florida
Mm,
and here in New York City,
mhm.
and we're just planning kind of we had our pickleball event this past May in, Central Park,
That's
and
fun.
yeah, and we're gonna do it
I
again
love
this year.
pickleball, by the way.
Yes, okay, so you'll have to
I
come
will
this year.
totally
It's
come.
in May, and I have to pick the date.
I always forget how to score, and once I
And,
start playing, I'm
yes,
fine,
it's
but
hard,
it's
it's
like it's
complicated.
complicated,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we have, like, coaches, so you don't have to
Good.
score.
Oh.
We keep track for
Do
you.
you have line judges too?
We do,
Oh
yes.
my god, wait, that's so funny. I was
And
kidding, but
it was
good.
actually the most fun event
That's
because it
awesome.
was in, Woman's Rink in
Yeah.
Central Park where
Yeah.
they do city pickle, and the young professionals really got involved, and so we're gonna do it again with them there,
Great.
and then
So
we're gonna
smart.
do, something in the theater with them too, do
In
a
the
fundraiser.
theater. Oh, you mean going to see a show
Show,
or
yes, there's
okay.
actually a show, Nighttime Songs
Okay.
or Night Side Songs.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's opening in Lincoln Center in the small theater,
Okay.
and I've actually
I
just been
love that
connected
theater,
to
by the way.
these 2 incredible young writers and songwriters,
Okay.
and they are doing this show, and it's about kind of the history. I haven't read the screenplay yet, but it's something to do with chemotherapy and the history of chemotherapy and
Hmm.
when it started at the NIH many, many, many years ago,
Okay.
and kind of takes you through with a patient. So,
Wow.
yes, so I'll tell you about it when I know
Yes,
more. But yeah,
definitely.
the young professionals will help with that kind
Gosh.
of event, and help get involved
Yep.
and get their
Spread
friends
the
to come.
word and
Yeah. Mhm.
unbelievable. That's so smart
Yeah.
because you're hitting all different facets. And then
Yeah.
you've got a nursing board and a
Yes.
social work board.
Yes.
Who are those
So
fabulous?
the nursing board we really depend on to meet other nurse navigators to help us run our groups
Oh,
and
yeah.
to help us with patient care.
Yeah.
And then our social work board helps us with our mental health program, as well as also disseminating the information to these other social workers in hospitals and so forth. The turnover rate, unfortunately, is high in hospital care
Uh-huh.
for professionals, nursing care,
Right.
social workers.
Right.
And so you have to constantly be sharing your information to get it out there.
Re-educating, re-educating,
Exactly.
re-educating, right?
Exactly. So we need our boards to help disseminate the information
Right.
that we have all these great programs.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have like a right-hand person or is this how
I
does
have
that
a
work for
team.
you?
I have a
Yeah.
team and I have some dedicated team members that
Good.
really work incredibly hard.
Yeah.
But running a company or a organization is a challenge in itself. To
Yep.
get the people that really are as dedicated as you are,
Yeah,
it's hard to find.
it is.
Sometimes you're lucky enough, and I feel like I've been lucky in many ways.
That's well,
Yeah.
because it's because of what you've created.
Yes.
It really you draw like
Mhm.
seeks like, I
Yes,
guess, maybe
yes.
is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, and I would imagine that the culture that you have is pretty spectacular.
Well, we're all in there trying to support families and
Mhm.
patients, and so I try to really always make sure that even if somebody's in events or whatever area they're working with me on,
Right,
that they really understand where the funding's going
right,
and who it's helping
right.
and why we are doing it.
It's the purpose, it's the
Yeah, the
why,
purpose. Yep.
right? It's why
Yeah.
are we here? We're here
Yes.
because of this,
Mhm.
and if that's the place you operate from every day, then that's what you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a, lifelong passion and commitment.
It is spectacular, and, I mean, we all need to, A, be aware, and B, help wherever and
Mhm.
however we can.
Yeah. And cancer is, I mean, they 2 million new diagnosis in 2025,
Mm.
and it's not going anywhere. So
It's increasing,
it's
right?
increasing.
It's
Yeah.
increasing.
And of course, survivorship is increasing too, thank God. So there's more patients that need ongoing support
Yeah.
because now, with all the advances in treatment,
Yep,
patients are living with cancer.
yep,
And that's a really actually important message to get across to people that have cancer
yeah,
is that for those patients that don't go into remission, into full remission,
yep,
you can live with cancer
mm,
and you can do a lot for yourself to have a good quality of life.
yeah,
And so for patients, if they obviously it's a very hard message to receive from a doctor that you're not going into remission.
right,
But so you really have to give those patients a lot of support.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then, what are the services that you suggest or your
Mm.
social workers
Yeah.
slash nurse
Yeah.
practitioners slash doctors suggest that people
Well, I
do?
think nutrition
Yeah,
is a big one. And
mhm,
finally, now I think that we are embracing that more,
yeah,
but it's taken so long
yeah,
for medical doctors and practitioners to really embrace that area of
yep,
care. And it should really be an integrative process
yeah,
for a patient to at least have those resources so
yeah,
that they can have that ability to have a great nutritionist by their side.
yep,
And I think that that's a really important area. And obviously, mindfulness and
yep,
all the other treatment modalities
yep,
that just support a patient.
yep,
The hospitals and the cancer centers are embracing that more where they're having
yeah,
integrative care.
totally.
So that's really important, but that's an area that we need to keep growing. And actually, speaking of that, I'm planning a retreat, which I think I mentioned to you in next August
Yeah, for
for patients to have that kind of wellness care that would not normally be able to afford it.
I love that's at the Omega
Omega Institute,
Institute,
yes, in
um,
Rhinebeck, New
in
York.
Rhinebeck, yeah, and what are the kinds of services that you would
We
be sharing and teaching them to
Mhm.
be able to go home and
Yeah,
perhaps
nutrition,
Mhm.
skills around survivorship,
Yeah,
what it takes to continue to go to your doctor's
yeah,
appointments, take
yeah,
care of yourself,
yeah,
all those wellness
yeah.
areas, meditation,
I love meditation.
and meditation, job
Yeah,
issues and challenges that come up as a
yeah.
survivor.
So many come up.
Yes. Yeah. Just kind of the whole person,
Yeah,
really kind of focusing on the whole person. So we're trying to put that together.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Really? And it's August 2026.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll we want it to be an almost free experience for
Yep.
patients to be able to come. And so we're, doing fundraising around that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And is this the first time you've done something like
Yes.
that?
Hope and healing.
Hope and healing.
We're
Oh my
calling it.
God.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So it'll be,
Love.
that's all passions of mine is
Yeah.
to be able to support patients and be able to introduce patients to like wellness and
Yeah.
integrative care.
Hugely important.
Yes.
It's hugely important.
Yes.
Okay, so with all of this and everything that's on your mind and all we've learned about, is there anything you want to leave the community with knowing or thinking?
Just that this community, this cancer community needs so much support.
Yeah.
Cancer is not going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And in order to be able to provide the care, we as an organization need your support
Yeah. Yep.
in all areas.
Yep.
And that's probably my biggest message just
Mm.
as the founder and CEO of the organization is to be able to just constantly be sharing my message
Yep.
that this community needs so much support.
Yeah. It does, and you are quite special.
Thank you. Well,
So thank you
it's
for sharing with us.
it's great to be able to tell my story
Yeah.
and share my passion
Yeah.
and help more families.
Great. Well, hopefully our community here can learn about your organization and lend a
Yeah.
hand.
Thank you, Cathy.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Inside the Wellspace. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.